On autumn afternoon, the small park in the corner of the city was covered in golden leaves. The sound of footsteps on fallen leaves, the soft chirping of birds, and a gentle breeze filled the air with a scent of damp grass and quiet nostalgia. On an old stone bench, as usual, sat an elderly man with silver hair. Resting on his lap was a worn-out notebook and a black fountain pen. He wrote slowly, line by line, not in a hurry, as if talking to someone only he could hear. He came every day at exactly 1 in the afternoon, staying until the sun disappeared behind distant buildings. No one knew his name. People simply called him the man on the bench. One day, a curious 10-year-old boy, full of energy, stopped in front of the bench. He stared at the man for a while and asked, "What are you writing, sir?" The old man smiled gently, said nothing, and simply patted the boy's head before continuing to write. From that day on, the boy started visiting every afternoon. At first, he stood at a distance, then he got closer. One day, he even brought a carton of milk and quietly placed it next to the man. One afternoon, while the old man stepped away for a moment, the boy glanced around, then dared to open the notebook. The first page read, "To her, the one I loved most in this life." Below were neat lines of writing, filled with love and longing. The man had written about old memories, their first meeting in the rain, her favourite pastries, and their last days together in the hospital. But what struck the boy the most were the recent entries. "It's raining again today, my dear. Just like the day we met. A little boy has been sitting next to me lately. He doesn't say much, but he makes me feel like I still exist." After that, the boy no longer just stood and watched. He sat beside the old man, sharing stories about school, about his strict mom, and tough math problems. The man began telling more stories too, about his youth, his love, and the pain of loss. Time passed like the falling autumn leaves. One chilly morning, the boy came to the park as usual, but the bench was empty. No old man, no notebook, only an envelope with his name on it, placed carefully on the bench. He opened it. Inside was a single page, written in that same familiar handwriting. "Thank you for making the last afternoons of my life no longer lonely. There were times I thought I only lived in memories. But then you came. A little part of the present that brought me back. I'm old now, and I don't know how much time I have left. But I know this. Everyone needs to be heard, even just once. And you did that for me." At the bottom was one last line. "This notebook is yours now. Fill it with the things you want to remember, so that one day someone else may read it and know you once lived with an open heart." The boy sat down on the bench, turning the pages with care. Then he smiled. That day, the first winter leaves began to fall. Sometimes, listening to someone, even just once, can be the greatest gift they'll ever receive, and perhaps the greatest gift you'll ever give.